Okay, so making it a little witty and trying to get your attention, my dear friends, please join me in inviting the panelist on stage. Can I please request Mr. Arshad Dhamani, Director Kumar Shirts to please grace the stage. And my audience, you all can put your hands together. Mr. Ashok Patel, MD and CEO, iTech RFID. Mr. Avinash Chukkapalli, Managing Partner, Popular Shoe Mart, to please join us on stage. Yes. Mr. Milind Agarwal, MD Balaji, Hosiery XLU, to join us on stage. Mr. Rakesh Tiruveedhula, Chief Project and Information Officer, RSB Retail, to join us on stage, please. Mr. Sunil Kumar Raichandani. Mr. Vikash Hisariya, Director Vishal Peripherals, to please join us. Mr. Y. Siva Govardhan Reddy, Co-Founder and CEO Beauty and Nutri, to please join us. And the very dynamic moderator of this panel discussion, Mr. Avnish, to please join me on stage. We all can put our hands together once for all of them. Yes. Moderator, before you start, a small announcement that we will be felicitating the members of the association soon after lunch, so please do not go anywhere, dear members. Secondly, all those people who are standing at the backside and do not want you to punish your legs, please come forward and settle down, as one important panel discussion topic is getting started. Over to the moderator, Mr. Avnish.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know the tummies are biting with food calls right now, but I think we have a very interesting panel, wide range of people from different variety retail affiliations as well, not just the retailers, but also from the tech part, from the IT industry. And now when I talk from Vishal Bhai, from Vikash from Vishal Peripherals, we've got Rakesh from RS Brothers, we've got Milind from Balaji, we've got Avinash from Popular Shoe Mart, and we've got Arshad from Kumar Shirts, and Mr. Govardhan. I just heard the news, but it's great, from Beauty and Nutri. I think a strong ally for Mr. Jay Kumar now. And just before that we begin, again the session is roughly about 50 minutes as the time suggests. But because we are here from a diverse product line, so I would just take probably a 20-30 second to introduce yourselves and what you do, your brand, and a small detail about the brand. Maybe I'll start with me. So hi everyone, I'm Avnish Kumar, Managing Director of Neerus. So we are into fashion retail. We've got 40 plus EBOs, and we are there in about 120 LFR formats across the country. And we are there in more than 18 cities, and strongly from south, but slowly expanding east, west, and north. We are also there in Dubai internationally, and we work with a lot of Indian diaspora around the globe. I'll start with you, Vikash.
Yeah, good afternoon all. I'm Vikash Hisariya, Director of Vishal Peripherals. We are having India's largest store for IT and gaming, and we have multiple stores in Andhra and Telangana. So we basically we work on consumer experience, and the new tech, the new technology, whatever comes in, we are the first ones to address, and we are the first one to introduce to our consumers. And at the same time, we always take care of the experience and competitiveness, the requirement of consumers at every given point of time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rakesh. I'm from RS Brothers. I am the Chief of Projects and Information Technology. We are a chain of retail stores under 5 brands, namely RS Brothers, South India Shopping Mall, Value Zone Hypermart, D Royal, and Narayani Silks. So we have 70 odd stores across AP and Telangana, and I handle projects.
Hello. Yes. I am Milind, Director of Balaji Hosiery XLU. We are an exclusive women-oriented lingerie and nightwear MBO chain. And we have 11 stores in Hyderabad at the moment with an average store size of about 2,800 square feet. And this is exclusively into nightwear and lingerie, which is, just like a side category for most of the brands, but we are exclusively into it, and we've been doing it in the past 25 years. And we come from the legacy of Balaji Grand Bazaar, as most of you know, and we have about 38 stores for that. And yes, I think that should be.
Hi, my name is Avinash Chukkapalli. I'm the managing partner at Popular Shumat. We are a multi-branded footwear retailer with over 160 stores across Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka and Orissa. And our company is around 63 years old right now. So, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arshad Dhamani from Kumar Shirts. We've been there in the market since 1987. We are there mainly for affordable menswear. We've also started another brand with the name of Club Class, which is for corporate uniforms, for which we have set up a stall also. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Myself Govardhan Reddy, founding member and CEO of Beauty and Nutri. So now we are part of Apollo family under the mentorship of Shobhana Kabineni ma'am and leadership of Mr. JK, who is part of the forum and the panel discussions over here. And we operate 27 stores across South, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai and Kerala. And we are expanding and counting. And like joining Apollo family, who have built 7,000 stores, still counting, and looking forward for this beauty and wellness also concept to take it to the next level. That's what we are aiming at as a vision. And thank you for having me here in the panel, and thank you RA for counting 20 years of service, and it is great forum to be part of here. Thank you.
So I think the topic for today is managing margins while scaling. And I think this is a question for all retailers, that it's interesting and fascinating that we take steps to expand our brands. And, while expansion, a lot of things come into mind, from product, space, store design, capex, I think, and again, the operating expenses. So much on a head of a retail team while expanding their brands. But we have a great panel here who have been belonging to different retail lines, and starting with Avinash Chukkapalli from Popular Shumat, because you're managing a brand which is for multi-brand outlets, and you have so many brands under your one roof. And there's so much challenge in today's date with e-commerce, and even for retail, there's so much competition that's come up with. How do you manage the margins when it comes to the topics of, say, a brand who's particularly available offline, the same brand is available online, and the same brand is with you? So a customer expects that Popular Shumat gives me a different kind of pricing, or a different kind of discounting, or different kind of taste. So how is it that you align your stores when such questions are thrown at you, and when you sit as a team on every Monday morning to review what happened throughout the last week? So is there something interesting that you can share with us?
So we have had this issue in the past where people would walk into our stores and then they would sit there, open their phone and find a better price online. And the manufacturer, the suppliers, they weren't supporting us back then. But now, the situation is that where, for example, I'm working with Puma, where Puma, when it's running a EOSS online, they run the EOSS also with me, right? So we are working with all the major brands. When you talk about your famous brands like Nike, Adidas, and all of that, when they run their EOSS, we are making sure that even we run their EOSS, and we pass on the same discounting structure or whatever it is to the customer. And when it comes to our in-house brands, we're always on the comparing what is available in the market, offline, online, and we're making sure the pricing is on par, where the customer doesn't feel like he's ripped off. Or definitely a customer who purchases offline goes back home, and at some point he's going to open his phone and check how much this price is, or I mean, what's the competitive price, or what is the best price that, he could have got it, or did he buy it at the best price? So, with the branded, we are working, providing the same discounts that are there online. And when it comes to our own labels, we're making sure that the pricing is on par with wherever they, find. Could be a slight difference, but not a huge difference.
But is there a inner voice that tells that, why don't I increase my own production line more in the store versus the brands that I keep as you move forward? Because a lot of organized retailers, end up having this back and forth situation when the word margins come, they feel the profitability is more and then the rental capacity that we hold, the rent to sales, they kind of hamper when you're talking about all of this.
So yeah, I mean, if we look at our, so we sell only around 30% is at the branded. The branded by mean, your Filas or Pumas or Nikes. But whereas the rest, the 60-65% is our own in-house brands. So we make sure that, this ratio is compared across all stores individually. And, our staff is trained in such a way where, in Popular Shoe Mart, a customer walks into our store with a budget in mind, but not a brand in mind, right? So we train our employees in such a way where they understand what the customer need is, and with their budget in mind, we provide multiple options. And our employees are incentivized for selling our own in-house brands in a better way rather than selling a branded product. So these incentivizing schemes and increasing the unbranded, I mean we categorize it as branded and an unbranded category. So pushing unbranded category more is what we are, the steps that we are taking.
Great. So I think coming to Vikash from Vishal Peripherals, I think you're also on a similar lines of multi-brands, but you're still in a different category from gaming to softwares to hardwares to, so how do you see somebody, which are national retailers who are coming with very organized way and, and somebody competing with them regionally. So is there still that price war that मेरा लैपटॉप सस्ता है तेरा महंगा है या खड़े खड़े कस्टमर बोलता है this is the price online and why are you selling at this X price? Do you give any X factor with service to them being regionally available? What is your go-to to save your margin and save your retailer as well?
So good question I can say. Today we need to make sure we have dilwala connection with our customers. And we showcase not only pricing, we need to showcase the value, what we see for the product, what we see in customer. Now, actual thing is, when customer walks in, yes, he will compare the price with online. He'll compare the price with other retailers as well. We need to be competitive. At the same time, we need to be value added in terms of what extra edge we are giving. Now, in the era of AI, what we are developing is, we are able to give the new latest laptop, new applications, we are able to educate. We're able to showcase what they can use with the same laptop they might have bought online, but they are not going to educate them. We have a whole set of team who are going to educate them. We prepare lots of contents every day, which we publish on our social media, through which they can able to learn. We take lots of questions from them online, offline, where we prepare next set of content on the similar lines. So we are actually connected with lots of students who are consumers and who are content creators too. They create lots of content for us without we paying for them. So they are actually, why they are preparing content? Because they get influenced with the way they bought from us. Now the important is, yes, today Amazon or Flipkart or any online partner might be discounting on certain special occasions. But at the same time, brands are with us. They are able to support us with the similar discount pricing, and we are able to match them in whatever condition they are offering. At the same time, when we deliver them, PC is not only hardware, it's hardware, software, integration, lots of things. And still they believe that the physical presence is required. Next most important thing is after sales service. Now the moment customer buys from might be LFR or might be online player, for them it's very difficult to get it replaced from their stores or approach them for any extra need what they require. From us, all those things are possible. And the most important thing is, We always work with latest technology, and we go to colleges. We do lots of events in every college of, I can say, Hyderabad, where we educate them in advance. We showcase what is need for them for tomorrow. And that helps us to get connected with them, and connecting with customers is most important thing which we feel. Thank you.
So probably with gaming software is also available, you are connecting with them at their early age. Like you're saying, you're doing those events in colleges so that they end up being your eventual customer even 4-5 years later when they're joining a IT firm or joining a company and then again setting up their business. So you're kind of targeting them at an early age from the college level itself.
Yes.
So gaming contributes to how much part of your business versus your actual hardware and software for...
So, tentative gaming now is contributing us almost 50% of our total business today. And in gaming, again, simulator, like car flight simulator, today that contributes not more than 10-12% of total business. But overall in country, we contribute almost 50-55% of total simulation market of country.
Oh, wow.
So that's a new thing, and that helps us. Like even if we get into any food chain or any cloth or jewelry store, we can get them a new era of VR set and all designs which can help them to improve their sale and engage with customer much better.
So have you done any kind of collaborations here?
We will be working very soon.
Working on that. So coming to fashion, I think Milind, you've come from a legacy brand of Balaji, which is well known in the state, and you've been coming from a different format and now into fashion with Balaji Hosiery. And it's a very unique category where we only see attention towards women in international brands and brands that are coming here. And also it's a very a category which is more conservative. Maybe not everyone wants to openly talk about the kind of resort wear, home wear, night wear or lingerie that they're buying. So where and how did you break your conversation to get into a field like Balaji Hosiery and get into nightwear, lingerie, and what are the more opportunities and categories where you can grow? Are you also doing MBO? As I just heard that you're doing multi-brands also inside your stores. So is it still tough to compete with a international or a national brand? Like if we name somebody like a Zivame, an Amar or a Triumph or a Victoria's Secret, and now you're talking about something else which you're doing as private label. So is there any shift in margins, and is there any acceptability by customers for a homegrown brand, rather they still prefer a brand which comes with sizing online and all of that?
Okay, so we started in '99, and initially the name had to be Second Skin because that is what my father wanted to go with. But there was, immense pressure from the family that Balaji has to be part of it, and it has to be 16 letters. Because you have a successful brand by Balaji Grand Bazaar in the family, and there was no coming around it. So yes, so we were sure about Balaji and Hosiery to come across, and then exclusive was shot down to XLU. And a lot of people, still ask me, what is XLU? Like, that is their biggest question out of everything. Yeah, so this is how we had started, and we are a multi-branded lingerie store. And we have started our white label just between COVID, and it is contributing about 22% of our turnover at the moment. And yes, in terms of, we house most of the brands which are present in India in their trade formats. So we don't go for any brands which, we have to import or anything of that sort, but who have their offices in India, who are operating in India, who have their trade channel. And yes, we are housing Triumph, we are housing Amante, we are having the Reliance brands as well in terms of Zivame and Clovia and all of these brands. And in terms of marginability, I think it is up to, what you have to negotiate with them, and of course what you are having to offer as well. So this category being a niche, having even a lump sum turnover as to is a very critical thing, because you don't have any corporate players here, and this is not a segmented industry as well. So we have our command, and that is why we are very swift, and we can negotiate with our boots up with them. But yes, coming to the online perspective, competing with, let's say, a Clovia online and a Clovia or a Zivame in my store. So when Reliance had bought these brands, I'll just come across, I was at 3-4 years back, and they were instructed that they have to, formulate their trade channel as well, of course. So they sat down with us and they were very clear as to, that we want to do it, just show us a way as to how we can formulate it. And so we worked across a proposal where, let's say, a bra is typically about $14.99 in terms of an MRP online. And they have a bandwidth they play with. So it is typically about, $7.99 to, let's say, $14.99. They're going to sell it anywhere between that, depending on their marketing and performance marketing. I don't know, there's a lot of working behind it. So what Reliance actually did was, they put a bracket where $7.99, which was at lowest, which it is selling online, we were offered $7.99 as our MRP. So we had an advantage where whatever these brands are selling online as well, we have an MRP, just possibly on that grip or possibly lower than that. So this is a typical advantage we found, when we onboarded these brands as well. And coming to how, I would segment my comparison with, like you said, Victoria's Secret or something of that sort. So, a lot of Western brands which we see here, they're not meant to be as premium where they've originally originated from. Like if you look at Zara as well, it is considered a premium brand here, but that is not the case abroad. And similarly for Victoria's Secret as well, it is not a premium segment of lingerie. A premium would classify in terms of a La Shenza or a La Perla or something of that sort. But yes, how we compete with them is we have brands which are far superior in terms of prestige and legacy as well than Victoria's Secret, like Triumph. We have Sloggy, we have Vakol, and these brands we're dealing with, and we segment as like sir initially mentioned as well, like people don't come to Popular Mart with a brand in mind, but what they with that budget in mind. But yes, so we are not a mass brand, so a budget is not the criteria here. But they come to Balaji because they have that experience they want to cater to. Because this industry, where you're shopping at initially, what is available in the market, there is no a corporate or a standardized player who is dealing in it. So we offer a service as such where, it is very standardized and it is a very good experience when you're dealing with either lingerie and nightwear as well. And to look at the problem you were mentioning about, people don't want to be very open or they're very, shy about that factor. So we don't have any male staff which is present in the store. So we will have, jo bhi male staff hoga will be on the back end, of course. But coming to the storefront and experience, we are very, very clear in that perspective where they will directly be orienting only towards the female staff because of that comfort level and because of that, they have that, it is a personal space. And we want to, respect that and of course offer something much greater in terms of experience.
Yeah, because there was a lot of talk that none of the Indian brands based out of India who are into the segment that you are working in very few have reached that 100 crore mark and expanded. So there was a lot of gap about 3, 4, 5 years ago that everybody said that lingerie is a big segment in India, but yet not talked about so much, and no brand has created that mark. I think recently just Clovia, who was more like a D2C brand coming into offline, had created a mark, which I'm sure you're doing as your multi-brand. Coming to Rakesh, I think similar format, you're also a departmental store, fashion, and RS Brothers has created its own niche in its way of language while promoting about the brand, and you're handling the tech part of it, the IT part of it as well for the brand. And there's so much aggressive expansions which is happening at your end, and you're creating that whole family store atmosphere with RS Brothers, and the kind of formats that you are in, value zone that you're doing, which you recently came up with, which is quite a rage in the distanted areas of the city and states. So do you think that all your formats like RS Brothers or a South India or value zone, how do you think that, product differentiation that you create for all these brands and the kind of margin impact it has, because you're expanding value zone also rapidly, you're expanding RS also rapidly. So is there any tech-based system that you have put in place for handling your margins well, because you do the kilo sale when it comes for say Ashadam, and we as a retailer who aspires to make their brands big, but when they see such kind of sale, he will say that how, I don't know how they do this sale and how they're surviving their margins. That question comes to people. But is there anything that a unified process as a group you guys follow, or is there any other information that you feel that is helpful for us to understand?
Actually, having a long-term vision or a plan ahead, that is the whole thing. If we are working for Ashadam, we will work 2 months before and start procuring in such a way that what stocks has to go in the kg rate and what has to be gone on to MRP. That's why all the departments align and start procuring the material. We will have a timeline and planning that this all stocks have to be gone into the kg sale. So similarly, the weighing is done, the MRPs are done, and everything is done. And each segment has a different department heads, and they will also align with the vision of the company and start working accordingly. The stores are aligned wherein they prepare everything for that particular period and give the customer experience in such a way that they deliver what is promised.
But do you think that human touch in distribution of the stocks is still important, or you think AI or any kind of technology is still helping RS as a group to do the allocation and distribution process?
No, technology is always important. Till now we had data analytics wherein data will be retrieved and we have to analyze. Now coming AI, the AI will do the recurrent jobs wherein it will only trigger the anomalies, wherein we will act for the anomalies, and regular trade of work it keeps on doing. And wherever the anomalies come, we act according to the situation and focus on it, thereby saving time and allowing us to work on newer concept or something new to introduce.
But all that comes at a cost, like AI or technology. So it hits your margin somewhere, or you feel no, that's an investment and one has to make to grow their business and to bring down the labor cost and increase the tech cost.
No, that is always an investment. We have to be in the trend and we have to keep evolving ourselves, because retail evolves at such a speed that you will never know when you have passed out. So keeping up to the trend, keeping in touch with the latest technologies, and see how the technologies leverages in terms of maintaining, optimizing, and also cutting the labor cost.
Coming to Arshad, I think you're also into field of fashion, and very interesting field of fashion, which is price points are, I think if I'm not wrong, still majorly under 500. And I'm sure in a lot of forums, same question is asked to you again and again, कि 500 रुपए के आइटम में मार्जिन क्या होता है, क्या कमाते हैं और क्या देते हैं, because still you go out and for stitching you pay so much price, and 500 seems like a very difficult price to achieve for a retailer, especially the cost keep increasing, and you're also expanding, you've just got into the uniform business. And do you think that somewhere compared to in the last 10 years, or say the last post-COVID probably, is there a difference in way of business that you've been doing in terms of pricing and margins? Has it gone better in the last 5 years, or has competition of online and competition of mass stores, maybe something like a Style Union or a Zudio or these mass brands which are coming up, which are still promoting that everything is below 999. Like how you travel to the US, they say I'm a dollar store. So a dollar last time, a decade ago, would have costed 50 rupees. Today the dollar is 80, 90 rupees. So the prices keep increasing. So is there any change pre-COVID, post-COVID in terms of your margins and ability to retain margins and still stay profitable?
So actually a lot of things have changed post-COVID. Majorly, if you look at the way technology has evolved, it is a bigger thing which has happened in the overall thing. Like AI is the thing about which everyone has been talking about recently. See, technology again has two things to it. It has its pros and cons. It has to, like, if I talk about the con part of technology, it has to be principally inclined with your way of doing things. Like, there are thousands of technologies out there. If you're, like, you can't keep trying each and everything, whichever is suiting your principles, your company's entire model, then you can go ahead for it if it suits your budget margin. Coming to the pros part, let's say if in terms of we talk about dead stock or dead inventory or anything also, in a pro way, I think last year you had mentioned in one of the summits that you were able to do a section in which you are putting striking deals at your store. So again, due to technology, you were able to, identify this is the stock which you are not able to, push out, and you can, again utilize it in striking deals. So those kind of pros are happening due to technology. Coming to the second question is online and other platforms hitting your margins and everything? The type of customer that we have with us is not yet online. Probably if Jio does something miraculous, maybe like how it did with Jio. So we don't have that type of customer which is getting disturbed with online boosts and sales and everything. Probably how it has been helping Vishal Peripherals is that when, like similar to us probably, for them, whenever there is a sale announced by Amazon, their sales also goes up. So probably it helps each and every business whenever a mood is being created by any other online platform, it helps all retailers across. Third thing is when we are talking about value retailers which have been coming up in the market like Zudio, Style Union and everything, they are catering to mostly middle class customers which are more focused more towards t-shirts and casual wears. Whereas the type of customer which they are catering to and which we are catering is very different. We are into mass, we are into lower and mid-lower. We are not also available in middle class. We are into mid-lower. So there's a complete segregation in that.
But is there a plan like how Balaji did Balaji XLU? Is there any Kumar XLU coming that you want to get into a segment which is more fast fashion, more higher, more for a price point which is high? Is there something in your mind? Because you keep getting a lot about mass retail in all the forums. I thought I'll ask you one step ahead. Is there something that Kumar Shirts will ever foresee that I want to do a semi-Zudio kind of a model, at least to start up with Hyderabad and do a category which is 500 to at least 2500?
Abhi India complete karna baki hai.
No, because in one of the forums I remember you said the timeline of a person कि जब वो पैदा होता है फिर वो काम करता है, तो अभी आपका कस्टमर अगर अच्छा कमा लिया, अब कुमार शर्ट्स वाला स्टोरी खत्म हो गया. Now salary bracket has changed. Don't you think he should still be your customer with another format? Does that cross your mind?
बाकी लोगों के लिए भी कुछ छोड़ना चाहिए ना. I can't cater to each and every field on and off, right? Probably, actually, Kumar sir has been pushing me from yesterday to, do such a thing.
Really? Good.
Probably, but
all Kumars say same thing.
Yeah.
So, because I'm Avnish Kumar, he's Kumar Rajgopal, and he's Kumar Shirts. Hi, Hitesh bhai. So, all Kumars will always talk about expanding. Coming to Govardhan, I think beautiful name with beauty and nutri. I think you don't have to explain what your brand is all about. So the crowd pull is easy. They understand that you're selling wellness and beauty probably. But seeing so many things coming your way in terms of a lot of social media knowledge that goes. I know that sitting at my house, I know probably somebody, my wife, my sister, my mom, they are self-made wellness PhDs or beauty PhDs because they read something on social media today and they think that that's the norm. But suddenly there is a thin line, probably now joining hands with Apollo might be that I've heard somewhere, very ad hoc, somebody was talking that wellness is taken very casually in conversations, but wellness has to support with medicine. So somebody who has a knowledge, if a doctor prescribes a wellness product, maybe you are more attracted to it rather than an influencer saying, this is good for your skin and go ahead, because every body is different, every way is different. So how do you, coming back to margins later, but more on your product side, because you've come with almost 30 stores and expanding to such a footprint, how do you think that your consumers, are they well educated with the product you're selling, or you are still in that phase that you have to explain and spend a lot of money on your staff that you hire for your stores? Because somebody might talk in Telugu, somebody might talk in English, somebody might talk in Hindi, but that person has to be well knowledgeable in in his product knowledge that you must be giving in your trainings. So that will come with added cost. So you think that, have you broken that barrier of giving knowledge to customers, and now they know, they come with a particular product in their hand? Like if I want a HP laptop, I know I want a HP laptop. I want a Skechers 8 size shoe, I will take that. Or I want like a Clovia 34B, I'm coming with that. Is that still with you, or you're still in the knowledge phase of product?
Yeah. So thanks, Avnish. Just mentioning about beauty and nutri. So we are a beauty inside out. That's the concept we came in. Why beauty inside out? Post-COVID, I think it's not the outer beauty. It's only makeup, or skin, hair. It is also wellness. We call it as well-being is very important. Like people are looking forward, instead of using the medicines, let's move to the well-being or wellness products, like more as collagen-based or a plant-based products, what customers have started using because of the social media awareness and all. When it comes to consumer, when they steps into the store, as you said, like most of our family members, whether our spouse or the daughters, they are doing thorough work before stepping into the stores, or whether because of the e-commerce or the applications who are providing a lot of information, and even social media also. What's happening inside the offline stores definitely are experts, what we call them as experts who are into wellness, who are into skin and the beauty makeup. Definitely we need to spend, we need to invest, because when customer comes with the information like brand, product, ingredients, and the kind of problem what customer is facing, when the experts speak to the customers with that knowledge, there are a lot of bonding and trust happens. Okay, so that is the continuous effort. Being as a retailer, we have to invest on the team, the ground level people. So that is going to help. Second, a lot of digital content we are trying to create. Either before stepping into the stores, like as most of our previous panel members also have said, we need to have various touch points or channels, like whether you are an offline store, whether you are a D2C, whether you are a multi-brand store or whatever it is. Definitely these touch points or channels also providing a lot of information about these brands or products or subcategories. Moreover that, apart from the digital content, what we have been doing of late is, any brand, earlier we used to keep only the product from top to bottom, and even from this end to the other end of it. Now we have started changing. This is, we call it as visual merchandising in every lifestyle category and beauty and wellness also. So this visual merchandising with the tent cards and a lot of self strips also gives information to the consumer, so consumer can spend time and within that wall unit or within that brand block or whatever it is. So we have given, like we are also telling all the brands, this is going to help a lot in terms of providing that kind of content with the tent cards, self strips and everything, apart from the digital. And then the next step is also most of the brands during 2 decades of last, like whether it is be it L'Oreal, HUL, Lakme or P&G, for every brand they used to provide a beauty advisor. So that is getting faded away, because one, getting into that beauty advisor role, it is becoming tough for the people, because earlier people who used to pursue their 10th grade or 12th grade and they used to start a retail career as a customer service associates or as experts. So now people have started completing their engineering graduation or a BBS and all. They are moving to the other kind of career opportunities. So they are also finding difficult. We are collaborating with them and having, we call it as a BA sharing model, like one person from beauty and nutri will take care of 3 brands or max 4 brands. So this, we will be able to provide a better salary for the expert and also better incentives, and that knowledge definitely knowledge from the beauty and nutri and knowledge from the respective brands also are really helping. I think that is the way forward for us in terms of, bringing back the consumer to the stores again, retaining that, our loyalty customer base, what we are looking forward for. I think these are the
Do you run a loyalty program as well?
Yes, yes, we do. Our, the loyalty base, if you ask me, though we are a new brand, our repeat customers are between 32 to 35. I think if you reach between 45 to 50 in this category, we are really good.
That's a great ratio there.
Thank you.
So I think because all of you are majorly brick and mortar and more offline present brands, I think the time is short and lunch is kicking in the tummy. So just before we wrap up and take some questions from the audience, starting with you, Govardhan. So what do you feel in just probably couple of lines, any piece of advice to the new age retailers or somebody starting new, or the way forward, because the capex for a brick and mortar business is high, the kind of capital you put to set up a store, that because the capex hampers everything in your business. So all the margins, whatever margin we talk about, your rent to sale, your rent to salary, your rent to electricity, everything falls, sale to salary, sale to this, but majorly your capex becomes your hardcore cost while setting up a store, because you're all offline store owners. If it was a D2C or online, I would have had a different set of questions for them. So any piece of advice, finally, you feel that what has to be taken care of in your expansion journey? Should we be robust? Should we be slow? We should use this kind of knowledge before we do any market study, any parameters in terms of margins, any piece of advice, whatever. It's not a very stressful scripted advice that you want to. You've just done something with Apollo. Arshad that started something with uniforms. Popular has gotten into white label and getting his private labels up and running. Milind has also talking about his own private label and white label. With RS Brothers, you're getting into new formats. With Vishal, you're doing something new with gaming. So everybody is doing something new. So you all are expanding, but somebody who's starting afresh, anything that a piece of advice from all of you that what to be careful of or what to take long way in their journeys, starting with Govardhan, and we'll walk till Vishal from here.
Yeah, I think retail required a lot of patience. I think someone should enter with patience and long-term vision. And second, definitely, your unit economics have to be right. My sincere advice, because I hold almost 24 years of experience, I have seen complete modern retail and change into beauty and wellness and even lifestyle also. Don't run behind the discounts. I think that is what strongly we need to believe our purpose. And what is the problem you are solving for consumer and who are your target audience. Don't bring your margins under pressure. Though you might be, your competition is running. I'll just quote one example recently. In beauty category, if you go to any of the retail stores over the weekend from Friday to Sunday, you will see buy two, get one free of all the makeup products. So now brands also are cribbing, crying, saying that we won't be able to, but still retailers are pushing. And even consumers have come to the stage saying that, boss, I had 2 months back hot pink sale from one of the leading online player. How many times I should buy hot pink sales? That's where even consumer also have come. Consumer, what they required is right product. And even if you buy, if the customers buys during the discount, those products, if they are not good and if the product does not have a strength, and the customers are throwing away that in the dustbin. That's what I would strongly say. Don't compromise on the margins. Definitely it's a long-term game. And see unit economics, and also as you said, capex depends on the category. Definitely the design, look and feel, aesthetics, don't compromise. That's again depends on the category. Our category it is pretty much required. And what is the per square feet I need to spend towards the capex? Definitely, that we need to have as part of the budgets.
I'm a customer to that buy two, get two. So you get so tempted. You go to a Bath and Body Works, he'll say buy two, you'll get two more. So now those two have accumulated to some 100 and I've used only 2. So from Govardhan, we are learning about solving the right purpose and don't compromise on margin, basically. Arshad?
So I think there are multiple or thousands of technologies now available in the market. You might come across thousands of other solutions for AI also. depending on how your company functions, what processes you have, if it's going to help you in the longer run, not only based on what you have read or heard or something else. Just pick carefully what suits your company. If it is cost efficient, if you go for each and everything, then again your margins will erode. So first thing is to pick carefully, and second thing is to stay connected with retailers so that you keep learning something or the other. Like for example, I learned striking deals, or I had connected once with Manivar's owners. They had shown how they calculate hit ratios and what is their way of calculating hit ratios. So you learn something or the other from fellow retailers. So that's always helpful.
Great. So I think with you, striking deals has become twice in the conversation. So I learned striking deals last year with when Hitesh Bhai was doing fireside chat with Neiman's Amar, or I think Taran you were doing. So I learned that from them. It is not my concept. And I said, how are you selling everything in striking deal? But somewhere I implemented, and now almost a year and a half. And I think we have done good business with that one concept. So with Arshad, I think focus and determination to your product line is important. Avinash, any piece of advice?
So like how Govardhan sir said, instead of running behind discounts and all of that, I think the ratio of your core volume of products and your experimental, the curated value should be very strong, so that the core volume will keep running your business irrespective of whatever it is for your daily, day-to-day expenses and all of that. And you will still experiment, but that ratio of product should be so strong that you don't have to chase discounts if that is strong, right? And also investing in scalable technology is very important today. Instead of sticking to for example, we implemented SAP in our system, but though SAP is so it's a behemoth, right? But then for it to talk with all the new age technology, it's very hard. So and the cost that goes into it. So investing in a scalable technology is very important today. So these are few things that I think, and also one size fits all doesn't work anymore. We have to go to a very hyper-local level in your curation of products across. I mean, if you have multiple stores in the same city, each store might have a different requirement. So going to a very hyper-local curation, and also using influencers. Today you talked about using social media, right? So instead of using one influencer who's known across the state, go to the local influencer. Your ROIs are much higher, and you're uplifting the local economy also by hiring with them. And I think the local people in that region or state or district or whatever it is, they trust the local influencer more than a national influencer or something. So I think these are some things that you need to keep in mind when you're expanding, so that you don't lose track while you're expanding.
Great, yeah. So being hyper-local and utilizing the local strength is one way of doing things. One of the ethnic retail, I was just talking to them, a brand called Libas. So he was talking about dark stores and again talking the same thing, local influencers. They said we had brand ambassadors who were face of the brands, but I don't need one person. I might want to change my entire strategy and go locally and take influencers from that city and try to promote my brand, because now they're expanding everywhere. So they realize that regional influence is great rather than having one national. And then some new word that I learned was dark stores for ethnic wear. So it was a great learning for me that how a dark store, F&B, cloud kitchens, everything we've heard of. But for apparel or for fashion, dark stores is a great concept. Milind, anything from you?
This was towards someone who's willing to join or who's willing to start a business in retail, right? The entire question. Yes. So
or even if it's ongoing, anything that you want them to tell कि सामने speed breaker है, गाड़ी slow कर या भागा जो होगा देखेंगे.
No. I have gone through this experience myself. I think it's been about 8 years since I've joined, and I think I'll keep it very simple and short. I think if failure is something I really look at, is because that is where I have learned, and that is the mindset I have today because of what I've faced earlier. So I think for anyone who's starting new, I would just say that failure has to be taken well, And failure has to be addressed as a win and a mindset where you're learning from it. And I think that's one advice I would give them.
That's great. I mean, because you're a legacy brand, so you've seen a pattern of, I think, 2-3 decades. So I think, so acceptance of failure, but overcoming and then achieving your goal, what Biju also said and Kumar also said initially, that your aim has to be high, and if your goal is higher, then learning from the past and implementing the rights in the future, I think that can be a good concept. Rakesh, anything from your side?
Yeah. Have a long-term plan. Figure out what we want to do, who is our target customers, where is that we want to focus, and always keep measuring so that you miss out somewhere. You have to hold back and look into it, have a perspective, and see whether crossing the line is okay or not. If it is going above, then you have to rethink and change, or else the whole purpose of doing everything will go for a toss. Keep measuring every time and then, and see that you are in par with your vision or not. That should be a great help.
So measuring, basically more like analytics or MIS, that keep knowing what you're performing.
Be it capex or inventory or sales or marketing and everything. Always we have to keep measuring quarterly or 6 months, so that whether we are in the right direction or not. If we are missing somewhere, then we have to realign ourselves so that we don't go for a toss. That's it.
Vikas, from your side?
Yeah. So first important thing is we should know our customer. We should be with the trend, and we need to be omnipresent. Let it be our physical store, or online presence, or social media, or your influencers, or any trend which is coming on. We need to be with the trend, and know your limits. We should not follow only our competitors. If they are growing, we should go with the same pace. No. We should know our limits. We should go within our limits, and we should know about what is the failure story, what is the thing going all around, learn from them, don't get influenced by them, implement it as others are implementing. Think and then implement.
So I think we have one more point from Goa.
I thought maybe other panel members would add. For retail, it's all about people, location, that matters. And during this era, technology and reinventing is pretty much important. Though whether it is we are last 2 decades or 3 decades or or last 10 years, definitely this is pretty much important.
I think over above, I remember we were there last month in Visakhapatnam when we were doing one of the summits. So one of the promoters, Malik from Kankatala, so I think Avinash, you were a witness to that also. In the end, he said one good thing. Agar maza aa raha hai, to hi karna chahiye. I think all of this is for the entire teams that we have. He's having, I think, with RS, not less than 9,000 families are dependent on a set of promoters to run their business. But, there must be a weight on the head. Same way at Popular, you invested on SAP and now you think ki hati le liya hai, mera data cheaty hai, ab main kya karunga. So there is a big, stress on the head. But all that keeping aside, I think retail is all about fun. It's all about having your interest in your own business. If maza aa raha hai aur kaam acha chal raha hai ya bura chal raha hai, there are always good weathers. Today we saw a sunny day, maybe evening we'll have huge rush of rains. But if you're actually prepared and you enjoy what you do, I learnt a lot from him and I have a great respect for that person. But when he said in the end, agar maza aa raha hai to karna hai, तो आई थिंक मज़ा आ रहा है तो हम सब रिटेल करेंगे, आज भी करेंगे, 10 साल भी बाद भी करेंगे, 50 साल बाद भी करेंगे, एंड द न्यू जनरेशंस विल एंजॉय व्हाट सच ब्रांड्स हैव बिल्ड. सो थैंक यू गाइस फॉर योर टाइम. एनी क्वेश्चंस जस्ट बिफोर वी रैप इट अप? या.
Sorry for the wrong timing. Sorry. Lunch time 2:10, 2:15. Little lengthy question, especially with regards to the gentleman representing Popular and Vishal. Also Balaji. Balaji Grand Bazaars, to be specific, actually. Thing is, I am a co-founder of a retail store by name Kitsons. We have 12 stores in Hyderabad. We are a Shark Tank brand also. This deals with stationery, toys, books and art and craft. Something for somebody who do not know us. We are a mix, something like mix of Crossword, Landmark, Hamleys and Michaels of US. That's the sort. That's the mixture generally. Just, I thought. And I have a major problem which I thought I'll seek your assistance. This is with regards to the online thing which is happening of late. We are 15-year-old, of course, but still, of late, last about 4 or 5 years, it's been a big issue with regards to toy specific and to some extent books. And we don't have a white brand product at all. But we have a mixture of over 12,000 SKUs with us on display. And we claim at least to be one of the probably the best stores in Hyderabad in our category. Now the specific questions here. I have a brand, for example, Hasbro. Hasbro is a world top 5 manufacturer of toys in the world. And they are offering at say 50% discount online. It is now, today it is 50%, at times 40, 60. And there is, it is so high that I don't even get, probably I may be getting close to half of what is the margin I get it at. And how do I compete? It is idiotic for me to offer or think or do, whatever be the customer. They'll come and open that Amazon ka site and say, "Bhai, boss, this is sold at 50% off." Why? Even my son or I would not come and like to buy in my own store with that discounts being offered. What have you got to say and what should I be doing is what is my specific question.
I think Avinash, you can take that up.
So what we're doing, I mean, we had the same issue in the past, and now what we're doing is we're going to the brands, creating a kitty for ourselves where this product is not available online, and the selection what they give us is not available online. It will never go discount online, and we're making sure that these agreements are in place. And like you said, if somebody comes to you and opens a phone and say, listen, this is at 50% or whatever it is, we are telling the brand straight away saying, listen, if some customer walks into us, shows something like this, we're going to price match them and you're going to compensate us for whatever the loss is. So we are pretty strict on that, and we're making sure that, these agreements are in place with the brand so that you're not losing the customer, you're not losing your sale. At the same time, the customer is also not disappointed because he's getting at the same.
I'm sorry interrupting you, but that's not happening. You're not big enough to dictate this to the manufacturer. Like Hasbro, you and me can do nothing as regards to Hasbro. And even Hamleys doesn't have the discounts, but they have third-party online people, third parties offering and they are bearing the cost. They are selling it at a loss, and is what is the issue. To be specific, last week, probably 4 or 5 days back in the Deccan Chronicle, we had an article, I think it is Swiggy or Blinkit, which had the loss for this financial year has been 1,492 crores. I'm talking, giving the stats, 1,492 crores, declared 1,492 crores for 2024-25, and vis-a-vis last year it was 600 odd crores. I'm talking about the loss 600 odd crores to 1,492 crores, whereas the revenue has increased from 3,000 to 5,000 crores. Sorry?
Not even for last financial year. That loss is only for quarter one.
First quarter.
Okay. Oh, first quarter. Then I stand corrected. But this is it.
The magnitude of the loss is much higher than that.
Okay. Then, firstly, as a layman, for 1 store, 10 stores, 20 stores, how do you compete?
I think that's a very interesting conversation which we can take it at the lunch. You're not going anywhere. You just said that your tummy is tingling with lunch. So probably you, Avinash, and Mr. Biju will have one fulka with you with some good paneer tikka, and then you can have that conversation going. Or we have him answering it right away.
I'll just give you one example. I know we don't have any mobile phone retailers here within this group.
Today, no.
Okay. But this is one industry where we had classically the same problem that you have, which is that mobile phones used to be available online at a lower price than it used to be available offline. So what has happened over the years is that the retailers, and especially, and this is a mix of two kinds of retailers, one is individual stores and the second are chains. So like, Sangeeta, lots of people like that got together and had a conversation. Now, when you look at the appliances industry, what they do is that they have a separate set of serials for online and a separate set of serial numbers for offline. So it's sometimes very difficult to compare the prices because the serial numbers are different. But you can't do that in mobile phones. An Apple iPhone 16 is iPhone 16 only. You can't have a separate serial number. So there, because of this issue, they had a long discussion, and finally all of the brands, I mean, two things happened. One was the government came down heavily, and the two big online players of Flipkart and Amazon, both are foreign owned, and because of which the government said that you cannot have differential pricing for the two, for online and offline. So that kind of stopped a lot of the mobile phone companies from giving higher discounts online. Second is that they all agreed amongst themselves that this will be the market operating price. So in a sense, what was mentioned, if you have a brand which is giving 50%, the same thing is offered online, then it will be also offered offline. So that way they were able to manage to control it. So in today, mobiles where 60% of the business used to be done online, about 2 years back, has come to 45% of the business is being done online today. And offline has actually started recovering from what they had lost in the past. So it will be a transition period, but my suggestion is all of you all should get together in some forums and speak to some of the people like Mattel, Hasbro and people like that who are large people and say that you have to be able to maintain price parity between online and offline. Otherwise this story will never end.
Again, sorry, taking the time, actual lunch, is it okay? Just half a minute.
I've had lunch already,
okay,
so there's no problem.
Half a minute, sir.
I think, yeah, we'll take it up later. I think everybody's, we are on time tech. Sure, no problem. But we love your brand. I've been your customer at my home Bhuja. I think a lot of younger kids are attracted toward Kidsons and they have a problem in pronouncing, but they pronounce it very cutely. So you're running a great brand, but all the questions we'll take it up at lunch. Thank you, everybody. I think it was a great session. One big applause for the entire panel. I think we've learned a lot from them and so much more at lunch. Thank you.